I'm a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From Roca Pizzeria on Government Street in Mid-City. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handegriff along with Jimmy Ott. Jordan Kitchens back in the studio. Randy McKay with us later on this hour. He'll be doing some NFL draft prop bets for us. Scott Rabelais is at the Zurich. They got the Pro-Am going on down there right now. And of course, the tournament starts tomorrow. And Wes Reynolds will be with us in hour number 2, making his consensus golf picks. Zurich's always a little bit of a challenge because of the unique format. We'll see what Wes has to say about that. We'll have our consensus golf picks. Jimmy, good morning. How are you?
Let's see what Sam Burns not playing. Huh? See
Yeah,
where it is on that.
Not sure. We'll see what Scott's got to say. He was down there for media days and was there. I know he was there all day yesterday, and he's there today. So see what he's got to say about that. Could be a quirk in the schedule. I'm not really sure what's up with Sam. He had a decent Masters. It wasn't wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. He made the cut. So we'll see what he's got to say about that. So did you go to sleep last night? Did you stay up? Did you watch a little history, not good history, at the box last night? LSU got run ruled. This has never happened before in non-conference play for LSU baseball. Northwestern wins the game 13-3, a lengthy rain delay. They didn't resume the third inning until about 9:20 last night. You know, Jimmy, every now and then somebody will ask me, you miss calling games? And there's some days I miss calling games, sitting through long rain delays and restarting games at 9:30, 9:20 on a Wednesday night. And a non-conference game, those are the nights I don't miss calling games. But for LSU, this is now what I'm going to call a 12-game stretch of just a lack of offense. And the pitching wasn't very good last night either, but it's not believe it or not, it's not their biggest problem. I know a lot of people will tell you, well, they got to get more pitching. I'm not going to argue that point. They're walking too many people, but the offense is by far the bigger problem. Northwestern came out of the rain delay. Jaden Newt had thrown the first 2 innings, and he gave up a couple of base runners when the rain started. And when Cooper Williams came back in, Northwestern went bombs away on him and Connor Benj. They gave up 6 runs in that third inning, and Northwestern was kind of off to the races. Nobody that LSU brought in out of the bullpen did a good job last night. Rizzi, Primo, both got hit, and the game got away from LSU, who only had 7 hits in the game, and that's part of a bigger problem right now for what LSU is doing. They did a little experiment last night with Jared Jones over at third base. If you've been watching some of these games, and including one this weekend, Jones has gone into games late when they wanted to get Jake Brown in the game at first base. This is to give them another bat. And Jones, frankly, has made a couple of really nice plays, including one this past weekend at third base. Last night, not so much. 2 errors and another misplay on a ball that could have been called an error, but it was called a hit that ended up coming around to score. This is going to be something Jay Johnson said after the game, okay, that experiment's over. We're not going to try that again. If we're in a situation where we're chasing runs, we may put that other bat in the lineup late, but Jones the first baseman, and can you put him over at third base in a pinch? Yeah, but they're not going to try that again. I think Braswell needs to play third pretty much full time. They got to have his glove over there. The other gloves that they have at third base are not as good as his. I know he's hitting 250, but he got hot in the postseason last year. You got to hope for that again because you got to have that. You got to have that glove. So you look at it and you say, well, you gave up 13 runs to Northwestern. All of you guys that came out of the bullpen got hit pretty hard, and it past the top 4 guys. The pitching is a problem. I'm not going to tell you they're not walking too many people. But I'm going to tell you in this last 12-game stretch, which includes 3 SEC series, 2 of which they've won, and LSU is 7-5, the hitting has been far more of a problem than the pitching. Right now, the middle of LSU's lineup in this 12-game stretch, this is Milam, Jones, and Fry. Milam's hitting 186. in this stretch. Jones is hitting 260, and 5 of those 13 hits he's got have come against midweek competition. And SEC play is hitting 178. And Fry, if you take out the hits in the midweek games, is hitting 160. These are your either 2, 3, 4 guys or 3, 4, 5 guys, and they simply have not hit for the last 3 weeks. Jones in particular is fighting it. He's got 20 strikeouts in his last 50 at bats. If your middle of the order is not hitting, it's hard to produce offense. Curiel and Dickinson are fine up at the top. And they've gotten tremendous production out of Chris Stanfield down at the bottom of the lineup, who is their leading hitter in SEC play. Jay Johnson may want to look at moving him up in the order just to see. Maybe if you put Stanfield up in the 2-hole in one of the games this weekend and you move Milam down, it might get him going. I don't know. But I do know that against Alabama, you scored only 16 earned runs. You won the series, but that's not the kind of offensive production that you need. You had 8 in the Auburn series. And you had one big game against Oklahoma, the second game of the series, but you scored 5 runs in the other 2. You scored 5 runs against Nichols. They were all in the first inning. You did score 10 runs against McNeese, but they used 9 pitchers that night. They were kind of emptying out the bullpen. And last night you got 3 runs on 7 hits. I ain't going to get it done. You simply do not have enough offense. Your pitching numbers, I know the bullpen, again, is walking too many people, but your ERA in SEC play is number 2 in the league. You're number 1 in the league in strikeouts. This is 18 games. This is a big enough sample size to do that. Your opponent's batting average is number 5 in the league. That is in big part due to your first 2 starting pitchers and those 2 hammers you got out of the bullpen. I said it on Monday. I've been saying it for a couple of weeks. The biggest strength they have is Cowan and Evans out of the bullpen. But you're 11th in walks, and that's largely due to the guys past those top 4. And you're 3rd in home runs allowed. It's a decent number. You're 3rd in doubles allowed. But right now you're 8th in the SEC in runs scored, and that's not going to get you. That's not going to get you to Omaha. They simply have got to find more offensive production. What are your choices here? Should Jake Brown be playing every day? I know Matt's been beating that drum pretty good, and I agree. I think early in the season, first half of the season, you want to sit him against certain left-handers. I agreed with that, and now you're getting him into the lineup pretty much every day. But Brown's not setting the world on fire either. He's hitting 235 in SEC play over these last 3 weekends. That's better than 186, but it's not like he's crushing the ball all over the park every at-bat. He's had some good at-bats. I thought in particular the game on Sunday, that triple, he hit the daylights out of it. But he's 7 for his last 27. That's 259. It's okay, but again, that's not where you want to go either. So they've simply got to get more offense into that lineup. They tried that last night. They said, you can move Jones over to 3rd. You put Brown in at 1st, and that way you can start Josh Pearson. Well, Jones over at 3rd is too much of a defensive liability. That's not going to work. You get Braswell in the lineup. Is he going to hit enough? I don't know, but you got to have his glove. And then, you can look into the idea of moving Stanfield up in the lineup. That's what I got. You can't call anybody up from LSU Eunice. You can't make a trade with Oklahoma State. These are the guys you got. They're good enough. They are just not hitting right now. So that's my piece on the game last night. It was a bad game offensively. It was a bad game for the pitching staff. It was a bad game defensively. The whole thing, real bad. I would forget about that game and put my focus on Tennessee, which is I'm sure what they're going to do. But last night was ugly. But it's not just last night. It's the last 12 games. Not enough offense in the lineup right now. But it's baseball. What do? You run them back out there, and you hope they hit the way they did in some of the other series this year.
They had to focus on Tennessee as soon as the Alabama series was over,
and that's possible too. I don't think the rain delay did them any good. But
champions,
yeah,
they know that.
And I don't think the rain delay did them any good. But Northwestern had the same rain delay. They came out on fire.
No. That's, come on, You telling me you would have had different results if they played on time? No.
They were up 2-0 when it started raining.
Dog, Charlie, we're talking about this guy was top 5, Golden Spikes odds. I mean, he's a big old bat. That's just a big old hole right now.
Yep.
I mean, so they he's in a funk, and what do you do?
The The meteor
If you
order's
want-
in a
if-
funk.
if-
It's Jones, it's Milam, it's Fry. They're not hitting. They haven't hit over the last 3 weeks, and they're striking out a lot. 20 strikeouts and 50 at bats. That's a lot.
Yeah, 40%.
That's a lot.
You
So,
were trying to
not only are you not hitting, these are not even
put the
productive
ball
at
in play.
bats. Yeah.
Put the ball in play. I mean, with Jones is striking out. That's one thing. Milan, no, he can't.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he's got way too much experience to go through this. That's more the surprising one is a guy like Milan than a guy like Jones.
Well,
your big home run hitters are going to strike out more. Their strikeout numbers are going to be higher. You're going to go through these little peaks and valleys. Those guys got to be more consistent.
They have been productive hitters over a course of an entire season. Fry actually concerns me the most of the three because I haven't seen him do it over an entire season. It's his first year as a full-time starter. He's not struggling as bad as Jones is, and he had one good game against Alabama. So, again, these are your guys, and we know that they can hit for the most part. They just ain't hitting right now.
Well, there's not a whole lot of perfect teams in college baseball.
The number being
who gets hot,
the
right,
number
Tom?
being zero. Well, last night
we've seen
was
teams win national championships that were going through this at this time.
At
LSU teams, certain individuals.
Last night was fun in college baseball. Clemson and Georgia, a top 10 matchup. Clemson holds Georgia to 3 hits.
Wow.
Auburn and Georgia Tech.
Clemson's getting some steam.
Yeah, they are. Auburn and Georgia Tech, a top 25 matchup, finishes 1-0. How many midweek games do you get to finish 1-0? Texas needs a grand slam in the 9th to win in San Marcos against Texas State, who beat them earlier this year. Kentucky scored 17 runs on number 19 Louisville last night. And my favorite yesterday, I thought this was pretty cool. Penn State says free admission and free hot dogs. Come out and watch us play West Virginia. They put 6,100 in the park last night at University Park.
Sanford, Alabama was like a softball game. I mean, there were
they scored a bunch of runs.
But there was like 10 more hit to the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just long fly ball after long fly ball. I mean, classic middle midweek pitching type of getting tattooed, hanging around. They scored. I mean, might be 14. They could have easily scored 28 in that one. So yeah.
In Governor's Cup, Ole Miss walks it off against Mississippi State.
They played last night.
Yeah, they play that non-conference game in Pearl, Mississippi every year. They call it the Governor's Cup. Doesn't count in SEC standings, but they walked off Mississippi State in the 10th last night.
We're over here at Rocca Pizzeria, and my buddy Ozzy was explaining to me. I had that Neapolitan pizza in Nice, Charlie, and it's, if you do a true Neapolitan pizza, it is going to be flimsy. Okay, it's not. So we try and just put a little bit of flour just to kind of firm it up a little bit. I strongly suggest you're going to get the pizza over here from Rocca. Eat it right here. Don't let it steam in the box on the way home. If you have to, you have to. I understand, but it is better when you eat it fresh out the pizza oven over here. And we love other pizzas. You can eat the pizza over here and still not be weighed down. And so, of course, the pizza is the mainstay over here. But hey, we got a lot of things going on. Don't forget to make Mother's Day reservations in advance. We are always overbooked for that. And, not too long ago, but Cinco de Mayo will be on a Monday this year. Normally, Rocca and Modesto are closed on Mondays, but Modesto can't be closed on Cinco de Mayo. We'll be broadcasting at Modesto for Cinco de Mayo that day. They're open all day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And later that week, on the Friday, the 9th, it's an ultra-popular big event that we have in Mid-City, Hot Art Cool Nights. It's Friday night, May 9th, 6 to 10 p.m. We got live music in our parking lot here, Night Hog. We're doing selling pizza by the quarter slice, open bar as well. And, I mean, you go all the way from Jefferson, all the way to Circa, where a park is, Circa 1857, past Baton Rouge High and all that. So just a lot of pedestrian traffic and bouncing around, making live music up and down. Really great event. We'll be participating, of course, here at Rocca. So make this one of your stops. Our new specials, including the salmon carpaccio. So the salmon carpaccio, it's like a crudo, but it's smoked. It's smoked, but it's cut thin. It's with the citrus that we have on it, shishito peppers, fried capers, Shallots, lemon vinaigrette is with our oil. It kind of does that, and served with focaccia bread. You talk about really good stuff. Suggested wine pairing is a Ferlani Blanco, a white that goes great with our salmon carpaccio. Wings are selling like hotcakes. That's a new special that we have over here as one of our appetizer specials here at Rocca. 6 wings, your choice of spicy bomba or garlic chimichurri sauce, served with the house ranch or blue cheese vinaigrette. Our pizza special right now is an Italian beef. Now it is slow cooked brisket, sous vide, slow in our commissary and our smoker with the giandiero, with provolone and white sauce. You talk about really good. Suggested wine pairing there is a Nebbiolo Ema with that goes with our Italian beef pizza. We got a little fish special over here. The Tamburo Nero wild caught black drum orzo, a Hilio Olio, charred broccolini, lemon butter sauce, served with a side sensation. Don't forget the chef's lunch is available 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. to half a sandwich. Your choice of a meatball, Italian hero, or the chicken cutlet sandwich with a salad or side. Caesar salad, sensation salad, the grana fries, grilled broccolini, or the fingerling potatoes. So that is $16 available. Take in or dine in. Take out or dine in, available over here. Our chef's lunch. And don't forget, Tuesdays is wine day. It's half off of our bottles of wine, 6 p.m. to close. Our half-price bottles. We've got a Chardonnay, a Pinot Noir Chardonnay, a Sauvignon Blanc, a Chenin Blanc, a Sauvignon Blanc, about 10 different whites and about 10 different reds as well. Everything from a Sangiovese to a Bordeaux over here. Half-price Tuesday wines available here at Roca Pizzeria on Government Street in the heart of Mid-City.
Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Tech, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Tech exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino. With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports, and it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions, just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And today's show also brought to you by the Thibodaux Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux. You're absolutely the best place you can go for your Cajun cookware, and it can be delivered right to your door. Go to doitbest.com/Thibodaux Store on the website. Lots of grills, lots of cookware. The Big Green Egg cookers are available down at the Thibodaux Store. Look, man, if you're going to be grilling up this summer, you're going to be doing some outdoor cooking and stuff like that, Thibodaux Store is the place to go. Jimmy, I know that not just for your crawfish pots, your jambalaya pots, but so many different things that you can do, and all the accessories are there as well at the Thibodaux Store.
Yeah, you outdoor cook, a lot of gadgets, a lot of different pots. If you're looking to get started, if you're thinking about it, I mean, you name it. I mean, it is an outdoor chef, an outdoor cook, or tailgating cook. It's a must. It's a must, and it's got so many little gadgets. And I mean, single, double, triple outdoor burners. I mean, jambalaya pots and burners on wheels of all sizes, of all price points. I mean, everything to the things like the cast iron char grilled oyster plate.
Yeah.
So you can do your own char grilled oysters, to all the green egg accessories. You name it, man. You got an outdoor kitchen, do outdoor cooking, you do on-site cooking, tailgating, and things like that. Do yourself a favor and visit the Thibodaux Store or the Pierre Part Store and go by and check them out. It is impressive. It's fun.
NBA playoffs continued last night. The Lakers bounced back. The Thunder are really good, and if you
improved effort by the Grizzlies, there was a lot more resistance than Easter.
Yeah, it wasn't 51 points, although the combined totals, they lost by 19 last night. The combined totals is the worst two-game open to a playoff series in 40 years, I believe.
The reason I liked OKC is because I don't see any let up on them. I don't see any exhale in their game. And if you watch the game last night, it was a nice middle too. You had plenty of middle opportunities, laying at 14.5. You had as much as an 8 to 10 point middle. It fell right there. And Chet Holmgren, when it did get close to the number 14.5, when it came down to 18 to 16, he got a put back, a block shot. I mean, he kind of put the point spread away. But they are playing with the same intensity from jump to the final buzzer. When they were winning most of the time by about 15 to 20. And this is a sign of a little bit of maturity, a sign of a team that, is a little thought about a long offseason that was discouraged, that they didn't do enough in that second round series against Dallas. And, this thing could be another sweep in the first round, just like they did the Pelicans last year.
Jonathan Van Tobel had a great from Beeson had a great stat about if you think that the Grizzlies have a chance to come back, the teams that go down 0-2, you go back to game 3, you would think that there's an advantage. That used to be the case years ago. In the last 5 years, those teams going back home 0-2 are below 500 against the spread. So it's not necessarily a bounce back situation. The Lakers.
So some teams exhale, and some don't.
And fewer teams are exhaling now than at least in the last 5 years, according to that stat.
Well, these are some lopsided matchups too, Charlie. I mean, this is Memphis. The regular season, it's nothing like the postseason. But I mean, they were. I mean, the coach. I mean, so they playing games with their coach, and you look at OKC's bench. I mean, they got some impressive guys on that bench. It's just all the things. And man, they're explosive. They are explosive. Their best player, he does a great job of blending his own shots with sharing with his teammates, and then everything. He's in the little camaraderie deal where they all do the interviews, not just one single player. Post game. That's kind of their thing. I mean, it's a healthy locker room. Is what I see. I mean, it doesn't appear to have any type of issues in their locker room.
What did you think of the Lakers? Wasn't the prettiest game to watch.
I thought Minnesota exhaled.
Yeah,
I thought they exhaled. Really never in it. And you just kind of let the Lakers go out. 2 of the 3 games did go under, so it's now 10-3 to the under. But it was a sweep for the home chalk last night. All the teams that were favored at home. Now, the Lakers were in a bounce-back spot, the zigzag spot. The other 2, it was just Indiana taking care of Milwaukee. Milwaukee, a little bit of fight late. But
got it to within 2.
And then back-to-back threes, immediately. And it was 8, and that was all.
You got to give Halliburton credit. I mean, that's when you need your leader to step up. And
I like Siakam as well with a key shot. But and Lillard going out of his way to get into Halliburton's face and – a little bad.
Oh, yeah, they don't like each other.
But
Dame
Lillard is a weakness on defense. Normally, that's the only game that went over last night. Indiana can score at will, and they're just a better team. It's a bad matchup for Milwaukee. Portis was really good last night. He gave him a lot and kind of kept him hanging around a little bit, but which he did not in game 1. But no, they all the home chalk covers easily last night, and 2 out of the 3 go under.
They threw Lillard back in the deep end, 37 minutes and hadn't played in 6 weeks?
Yeah, and we said that yesterday that we didn't expect a minutes restriction, but I did see a guy that was a little bit off of. This is kind of what we expected of Kawhi.
And how about tired? Huh? I mean, is your conditioning?
He did show a little fatigue.
Yeah,
he did show a little fatigue
for not having played in game situations in a while.
Yeah. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Rollins, the Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060, full service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional services, which you get every time you call 296-0060. Ashley Bonham Donald, Mariana Broussard Haynes, Adrian Riscalata, Michael Platt, Natalie, and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody choose but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060. Randy McKay with some draft picks when we come back.
Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The new go-to pizza joint in downtown Baton Rouge is Town Square Pizza. Town Square Pizza, located on North Boulevard across from the courthouse, is the perfect in-and-out destination when grabbing a quick workday lunch or visiting local attractions on the weekend. Town Square Pizza, you guessed it, square pizzas are consistently flavored and cooked perfectly every single time. It's as simple as that. Town Square Pizza, downtown next to Jolie Pearl. Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in La Place and Plaquemine.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Haniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency. Lower your monthly bills and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Rocca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Rocca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat. Snow's Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salad, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Uh-oh, they let the big dog out.
Boom! Out of nowhere.
It's time for the big dog, Randy McKay, with his best picks.
Big Dog, how you doing, buddy? It's draft time.
I'm doing pretty well. I wish things for draft were a little like they used to be back in the day, but unfortunately, not much out there for offerings, and some books not even doing it all together.
I guess, between DraftKings, FanDuel, and Bet Rivers, we're seeing a pretty good menu. Are you including them when you're talking about this, Randy? I'm sure you are, huh?
Well, yeah, DraftKings is the one. FanDuel kind of seemed like they kind of cut back, but DraftKings seemed, according to, I listened to an interview with Johnny Avello the other night, and they want to improve on the draft. So that's a good sign for anybody that bets with them. Sure, they're not going to take real big bets on this, but at least they're trying. What is these Nevada books? Westgate put out their draft here for like 8 hours yesterday, and that was it. And then they, cut it off with the Vegas deadline.
Nevada's not dealing with it. I mean, that's a different story. We talked about that. And, the one thing you realize, and you should know this as much as anybody, Randy, I mean, you have a better betting menu outside of Nevada than you do inside Nevada. It used to be the opposite, but because the mobile sites are just way more aggressive to expanding their menus because they're the new kid on the block.
Absolutely, and then even if you go as far as the offshore, I mean, they're kind of even cutting back on some of these drafts. I mean, as far as their offerings as well. So, even like that last prop I sent you, trying to find anything on a guy I liked in the draft from North Dakota State. That was tough to find, but at least I found one bet on it.
Yeah, if you go to the Queen outlet, the DraftKings, you go down to the kiosk or to the tellers at the Queen. I mean, look for draft matchups. It's one of the icons, and there's 3 matchups right there, and one of them is the offensive lineman Zabel from North Dakota State, your neck of the woods, versus the linebacker from Alabama, Giara Campbell. So that is a minus 135 right now available at DraftKings. You like Zabel?
Yeah, Zabel has a lot of value, I think, here because I've looked at a lot of mocks, and this kid from Alabama might hit, like his peak might be up there like at 15 or so, but there's even some drafts where he won't even go in the first round where Zabel could go 16 to Arizona, 18 to Seattle, or 22 to the Chargers, and I think you get a winner if he does any one of the 3, and I think he'll definitely do that. So I don't see this kid going ahead of, or the kid from Alabama, the linebacker, going ahead of Zabel here, and Zabel, has improved his stock immensely with his workouts and everything else, and everybody knows how strong an offensive lineman that North Dakota State's had throughout the years, and there's probably 10 in the NFL right now.
Max, who's putting out the first round quarterbacks drafted over under right now? Now, we did it on our Bet Rivers podcast a week and a half ago, Paul Stone and I took under 2.5. At that point at Bet Rivers, it was plus 250. What are we looking at now?
Right now at the Queen, DraftKings Sportsbook has under 2.5 at plus 105.
Plus 105. So even money right now. Randy, did you make this bet already also?
Yeah, I hit some at plus 300 and at plus 250. So that's going to be my main position in this draft. And, hopefully nobody, I'm sure probably somebody will take Sanders maybe late in the first round. Hopefully nobody takes Dart. We'll wait and see. But as far as what I've been hearing, these quarterbacks, even Ward is pretty, in a normal draft probably wouldn't even be a first rounder. So that's what I've been hearing. And, even though teams might reach for the quarterback, I see this being like the year that, Kenny Pickens and that bunch was out there.
Well, maybe if maybe some teams are worried about if Sanders, they pick Sanders, he wins 10 games over 2 years, they got to retire his number. I mean, shoot. I mean, about have to come with some circumstances. But this Sanders slide is real. And, and it's hard for us to say what's real or what's not. But my goodness, when these things were first put out, what was his over under? 3.5 or something like that. I mean, what is it now, Max? What do we? The Shador, not the team he's going to. We looked at that yesterday, and the Steelers had kind of separating a little bit. Charlie, I don't know if you have that one in front of you. Those 4 teams that FanDuel.
It was anywhere from plus 310 to plus 380.
And then they got into minus 270, and the Saints got into the 400s.
Steelers, Giants, Browns, Saints.
Yeah.
Tell you the other thing.
Where is he now?
The problem is they don't move the number itself too much, so it's over 10.5 is minus 450.
Well, it was 9.5 for a long time. Yeah, it was 8.5. It was 8.5 right before the Saints.
Correct.
And then it went to 9.5. So it is sliding. It is sliding. When it's 10.5 and the over has got to be minus money now.
Over 10.5 minus 450.
Yeah, they just
150?
450.
450.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. The hell out of you.
It's going outside.
Okay. Randy, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's definitely a one-way street. Pretty much everything that we've been hearing is pretty much, you might be a late first rounder at best now. So
right.
We'll wait and see on that. So The Steelers, I think, are the favorite to draft him. There is a lot of markets on that. If you like a specific team, you should be able to, if you get a good feel of who they're drafting, that is one thing they're doing. They're putting up specific teams and who their first pick is going to be, quarterback, running back, or so. But yeah, definitely a big slide here. I guess Cordell Stewart wasn't good enough to get in the Colorado Hall of Fame, so you had to put Shedeur in there.
Yeah.
Here's another one you can get
is
on.
Cordell in the Colorado Hall of Fame, or is it
His jersey's not retired? Salam's is.
Salam's is.
Yeah,
okay.
There's like 5 of them that are. How do you feel about Jackson Dart going ahead of Shedeur Sanders? Because you get a price on that. You're getting plus 210 on Dart to be the second quarterback taken.
That's something that Paul Stone had, and when he put it out on our podcast a week and a half ago, he had as much as plus 300. Yesterday I checked; it was plus 210.
That's where it is right now.
All right, plus 210.
Sanders is minus 265.
What do you? I mean, I think it's kind of a flip of the coin. I mean, I'm not a big Dart fan, but I'm not Sanders. I got mixed reviews as well. What's your thoughts on maybe at plus 210? Dart taken as the second quarterback, Randy?
Yeah, I think anything plus money would be a decent pick there. Him getting 300 definitely got some value there. So that looked like a pretty good pick to me. So yeah, if I would have seen that, I would probably bet it myself.
You still firm on? Actually, this one went the other way. I looked yesterday. The Miami Dolphins to take an offensive lineman went from minus 106 when we did this to plus 135 yesterday. Well, I have Max is looking it up right now, but you still firm on that. I mean, the obvious thing too, they're 40-24 when he plays. They're 7-13 without, and some of that 7-13 is some really ugly games. They're invested in him. They got to protect him, especially with Terran Armstead leaving.
Yeah, I think getting even more of a plus there is a decent picture with Miami. So I don't see any other way they'll go, and pretty much where they're picking, that's where they're going to be looking, unless there's somebody that falls that they really like. But you never know with these. There could be some trades too, so you never know in these NFL drafts, and that's what makes those.
What's he at right now?
That's hard with each team.
Yeah, O-lineman plus 130.
Plus 130. I think that's a good. I think that's a good line right now.
Cornerbacks plus 190. We're starting to see some mocks that have Jahdae Barron going there, but O-lineman does make sense for them.
A lot of sense. I mean, the guy has gotten. He can't really take a whole lot of hits. You're losing your best tackle. I mean,
the danger is Campbell and Member will be off the board by that time. If Kelvin Banks were to go before that, there's a little bit of a drop to the next guy.
Okay.
So Banks is a guy I would watch there from Texas.
And we'll see. So your neck of the woods, I had taken running back was plus 140 when we did our podcast with the Broncos. Now it is minus 136. And we're eyeing down American Hampton at number 20 for Sean Payton.
Yeah, you always have a good feel. You guys have a good feel what Sean Payton's going to do, and I think you guys even had a good feel about last year. Everybody didn't think Knicks would go that high, and of course Sean Payton felt like that was his guy, and they took him. So he wants to run the ball and control it, and let his good defense play it out. So I could see that definitely be a pick there for Sean Payton.
Yeah. So Randy, what other besides Nevada, Nevada, the ones that we're used to, are you seeing with the mobile sports sites that we have and that you can get outside of Nevada, that you're seeing less? Like for instance, BetMGM. BetMGM has a lot of brick and mortar properties. We do it at Baravage. They have Aria, MGM, Bellagio. I mean, what other ones in Vegas? So they kind of don't have a great menu. I just saw very little, if any, things on their site. But to some of the three that we talk about, DraftKings, FanDuel, and Bet Rivers, like for Bet Rivers, they have pretty much every team what they're going to draft the position wise with their first pick. So I think that's pretty good, and that's something that we've had some success with.
Yeah, it's nice to have those. It would be nice to have more teams put up the over-unders of each player. Circuit put up like 8 or 9 guys. I didn't really see any value on those. Otherwise, I would have said this on the air, but I didn't bet any of those. I was hoping they put up Zabel, but they didn't put him up, unfortunately. But, the last few years they were putting up a lot of players. But, it's nice to have some betting on this, but it would be nice to, have it back like it was, 3-4 years ago when we had, 10, 12 bets on this.
Funny, Randy, you said Circa has like 8 or 9. I think they had like 60 players not about 3 or 4 years ago, as far as their individual over-unders. Yeah.
Yeah, and they came out and they said they weren't happy with that, giving all that, and the players did really well. So, of course, they cut back the limits. I think you were able to bet 2,000 back in that day, and now it's like 500 or 1,000 a bet, so not as much. But at least they're putting up something. That's all we ask for. And, I go through this with college hockey. I go through it, some with FCS football. So at least we got something out there.
They really don't like to lose.
It's Nevada it's worse in those. And listen, what's the name is Circa is known as one of the more risk taking, high limits and things like that. So, it's one of the things that Max was sort of a culture shock in his first trip to Las Vegas is that he felt restricted with his betting menu. I mean, he flat out, he just couldn't, he didn't have the normal betting menu that he likes to use and, combing the different sites, all the sites that are available. So it is interesting.
Say that out loud. Las Vegas doesn't give me enough stuff to bet on. That's
expensive.
The Hall of Famers at South Point don't even put them out at all. So
I know. I know. We talk to Colucci every week, and they're not even doing it at all. And they're as respected as any of the sports books because they don't do it the corporate way. They do it the old school way, and they don't want to book it. It's a loser for them, and that's it's as simple as that. Maybe if you got so many points on the tables or something, that gives you a free NFL draft bet, and that's the only way you can bet it. I don't know. Hey, we talked about the NBA in the 2 games that they had, kind of getting that playoff season started again after a pretty dull, non-eventful first weekend, the first 8 games. But what you had too is 2 unbelievable hockey games at night as well. What a 3 or 4 goal lead that was cut back, and then anything you like in the NHL playoffs, whether it's an in series or individual games coming up.
Yeah, I like Montreal to even the series today. I bet them on the last game lost in overtime. Now you're not getting quite as much value. You're like a plus 155, 160 price, but probably close 160. But getting value here, I think this is a close series. So the Canadians, I think, will tie it up here. Go back to Montreal 1-1, hopefully. And I was at Vegas Golden Knights that first game, and of course lost on the puck line there with 0.1 seconds.
Oh, you had the puck line? It went over at 0.1.
Minnesota.
Oh, that's a brutal beat, man. Did you think they were going to count it live?
So in the arena, they posted 3-2 for like 5 minutes. And then, of course, I went to the bathroom to get in the limo to go back to Circa. I watched a game in the Circa suite. And then I heard the horn go off, and I'm like, uh-oh.
A delayed bad beat, huh? Oh, man. I mean, it said, yes, it crossed with the official timing was 0.1 second left on the clock when it crossed the line. Randy, good luck to you tomorrow. Send any extra plays if you land on anything that pops up to you on your menu or for the NFL draft, and we will pass it along to our audience.
Will do. Thanks, guys, and good luck to everybody out there.
Yes, indeed. And speaking of our draft, we will be right down the street, Jefferson, in Town Center at Don Juan's Cigar Bar. That's right. We start our coverage at 7 o'clock and go all the way through. You know, T-Bob and River start off. Matt, myself, Charlie, Max. Max probably has a bigger betting menu than anybody. All of us combined, Charlie.
Of course.
Of course.
I do. I guarantee you.
Oh, he showed up today.
He called it a portfolio. He has a portfolio.
Yes, a portfolio. He's after both of his outrights in golf, he's been down in Costa Rica blowing some money. So anyway, good to have him back in the country after he's been celebrating. So don't forget our friends over here at Rocca Pizzeria. And again, the chef's lunch, which is a half sandwich served with a salad or half side, been very popular. The meatball, the Italian hero, or the chicken cutlet sandwich with a Caesar, a sensation salad, or the grana fries, the grilled broccolini, or the fingerling potatoes. $16 dine in or take out here at Rocca Pizzeria. Live at lunch, live at Rocca 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Louisiana Lagniappe on Perkins and Bluebonnet. Winner of the most 225's Best of Awards. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street and now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And the winkle troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Rocca Pizzeria.
30.
ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Curtis Givens, LSU basketball guard, has put himself into the transfer portal, averaged just under 5 points a game for LSU last season. And the Pelicans have added Troy Weaver to their front office, late of the Washington Wizards, Detroit Pistons, and Oklahoma City Thunder. Scott Rabley from the Zurich when we come back at Rocca, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life. At Custom Colors Body and Paint, we're excited to have Will Rapp and Ian McKnight on our team. They're continuing the tradition of exceptional service that Billy Rapp and Pete McKnight began back in 1987. Custom Colors, located in the Industrial Plex off Seagan.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Enjoying the finer things in life is his forte. Let's bring in Scott Rabelais from The Advocate.
And we're back here at Rocca Pizzeria, but Scott Rabelais is down at the Zurich, which will start officially tomorrow, but all of the pre-tournament events going on right now. Rab, good afternoon. How are you?
Well, I just had lunch, so I'm doing really good.
With Rory McIlroy? You dining with he and Lowry?
No, but we're sharing the steam in the locker room.
Okay.
So we do need to move this along.
Hey, listen, in the history of this event, some of the biggest names in the sport have come through New Orleans and played in this event in various formats, but this has got to be the biggest coming off of a career Grand Slam performance, and your next event is in New Orleans. For Rory to be there and defending the title, of course, with Shane Lowry, but this has got to be the biggest, I guess, appearance in the Zurich Classic ever.
I mean, yeah, as I can think of, the tournament used to be, for years, was played right before the Masters. So the fact that he's playing his first competitive golf since winning the Masters 2 weeks ago, and it's such a historic victory, obviously winning the career Grand Slam and all the drama that went along with Rory, that he's doing that has brought a lot of extra attention, I would think, across the golf world or among sports fans to this tournament, which is not a major. It's not one of the elevated tournaments. It's the only team tournament on tour, but it's made it a much bigger deal, and just to see how he does. I think everyone is very focused on the Rory McIlroy story right now, and he's admittedly he's picked up a cold and not many golf clubs since he won at Augusta, but he's still here, and it's great for the tournament. It's already a win for the tournament that he came, because he could have begged off very easily and decided, look, I got too much going on. Life's been turned too much upside down. But he's here, and it's great for the tournament and for the fans who come out this weekend to see the play.
Yeah, he could finish last. He and Lowry could finish last, and it wouldn't matter. Right. The tournament officials have any idea what this, what kind of impact this has on the attendance? I'm just curious.
I think the pre-ticket sales have been really good. Yeah, they did really well with their pro-am. Yeah, they're about to tee off in a few minutes. I think about 12:26. For their pro-am. Brian Kelly's out on the course right now. The LSU coach playing with the Fitzpatrick brothers. So I think it just adds a little more. Like they never got Tiger Woods to come. Right? He never ever played here in his prime on the PGA Tour, and they always said double everything. Double the concessions, double the fans, double security if ever he comes. I don't think it's probably to that degree, but it certainly is helping the gate, and it's helping they're going to help the viewership that he's here greatly.
What you said? Brian Kelly's there. Garrett Nussmeier playing in this thing too? This pro-am today?
He played in the Celebrity Challenge yesterday. They just played they're supposed to play 4 holes. I think they just played 2 because of the weather. And Chris Berman was here, and Justin Reed, of course, just joined the Saints. But today is a pro-am. No Garrett Nussmeier today. But the coach is here.
Didn't Thomas Morstead win that thing yesterday? The celebrity deal?
I think so. I think Deuce McAllister's playing today as well. So there's a few names sprinkled in, but Brian Kelly is one of the
I want to say Morstead and Pete Werner were maybe
Morstead
paired
and Pete Werner, yeah.
And Pete Werner,
that's right. The current and former Saint. Sam Burns is not there, which came as a surprise to some people. Usually he is in this event, Scott, but not this year.
No, that's a little disappointing, frankly. I mean, it's the only PGA Tour event in Louisiana, right, all year long, and he played reasonably well at the Masters. I don't know why he's not here, but he just didn't come. Neither did Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay, who won this event just a few years ago, and they would have been ranked pretty high. So I would say, the top team, the top player in the field, aside from Rory with Shane, who's also ranked 13th in the world, by the way, Shane Lowry. I mean, it's not like he's not playing well. He's having a good year so far. It would be Colin Morikawa, who's number 4 in the world, playing with Kurt Kitayama. Colin is the Zurich ambassador, so it's no surprise that he's here. And you have Heath Thigala in the field as well. But I would say the star power is, of course, the McIlroy Lowry pairing.
Let me change gears here a little bit because last week at this time we were touting LSU Gymnastics as the favorites to win the national championship, but they fall short, not in the finals, but in the national semifinals and a third-place finish, which was very surprising, disappointing. Listen, you get in the top 8 in the country in anything, you can't say it was a bad year, but I think it's pretty safe to say they fell well short of what they expected. What happened in Fort Worth?
They did fall short of what they expected, no question. After sharing the SEC regular season title with Oklahoma and winning the SEC championship meet, being the number 1 overall seed. If you recall last year, Oklahoma had a similar fate in the semifinals. They were undefeated all year long and just had an atrocious time on the ball, like their worst ball score in 16 years, and didn't make it. That wasn't the case for LSU last Thursday. They didn't do horribly. They just didn't do great. I mean, it's simply what it was. They just didn't do great. If they'd been in the other semifinal, they would have advanced. But that's not the way the system works. The top 2 from each semifinal go on to the final. And they had a 197.525. It was hardly a terrible score, but just they didn't do good enough. They did about 0.2 better. Like as Didi Rose said, they needed like 4 stuck landings on the vault, and they got 2. They needed a great routine from Aaliyah Finnegan. She had a fall. They didn't count her score on Bean. Those kinds of things. It was just momentum's a real thing, and they got off to kind of a slow start on bars, and it didn't. They just didn't ever have anyone just give them a really great score, except on vault when Kalen Chio, who just had a sensational freshman year, won the NCAA vault title. So. But they had a great season overall, and did very respectably for themselves. But a little bit there, certainly left on the table to at least make the final, which they didn't do. Maybe some motivation for next year for the athletes coming back.
Speaking of coming back, I know that Chio will be one of, if not the biggest headliner, but this is sort of an end of an era. I mean, this team was loaded with 4th, 5th, and 6th year seniors, plus Haley Bryant, who's, we talked about her in first class yesterday, arguably the most accomplished athlete in LSU sports history for the amount of titles that she won. So this is going to look very different for Jay Clark next year.
Very much so. 10 4th, 5th, and 6th year seniors on this team out of 21 gymnasts. So that's a huge amount, obviously. There's talent, though. Kalen Chio comes back. Connor McLean, who, let's remember, won the U.S. National Championships all-around title in 2022 before Simone Biles made her pre-Olympic comeback. And then there's a couple of gymnasts you didn't even see this year. Zoe Miller didn't compete all year long because of a shoulder injury. She's very talented. Kalia Lincoln competed half the season on a couple of events. They finally shut her down late with a shoulder injury. She was an alternate on last year's U.S. Olympic team. And then Lexi Zeiss, the freshman, who gave them some nice spots. They've got some freshmen coming in that we'll hear from next year as well. But, yeah, very different team. With that, we had that 1-2 punch of Bryant and Finnegan this year. Next year's going to have to be Chio and McLean, and then, fill in with some other gymnasts around them. So, I expect LSU to be the top 5 team again next year, but it might take a little time for them to work up to that. I expect that by the end of the year they'll be a top 5 team and national championship contender. We'll have to see, but should be very, very good once again. I don't think while there's a lot of losses, it's not anything that makes them go, oh, it's a total rebuild on the gymnastics team. There's still a lot of talent there.
Do me a favor, will you? If you see Mickey Loomis down at the Zurich taking in the golf, no trades up. You need all the players you can get. Pass that along to me from his friends down in Baton Rouge.
No trade ups. Does he get a gimme though? Does he get to pick up a putt if he's inside the leather?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But right now, just no trade up. That's all I ask. Scott, enjoy the tournament, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thanks a lot. We're here at Rocca Pizzeria. We're also brought to you in part by Coastal Capital Advisors, your first service financial advisors, because when it comes to retirement, no two situations are exactly alike. So let Coastal Capital Advisors work with you. They'll talk to you. They'll find out where you are at this stage of your life, what your income level is, what your age is. It doesn't matter what those things are because they can tailor a plan to you no matter what those numbers are. I know because they've worked with me on numerous projects and they have set me up very well, and I'm very happy with all of the results that I've gotten. More information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff, 337-981-1376. Online, it's coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, member FINRA, SIPC. Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Louisiana Lagniappe on Perkins and Bluebonnet. Winner of the most 225's Best of Awards. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street to now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com. Attention, vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
From east, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSiN.
Oh, Wes, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm well, Jimmy. How are you?
Doing good. Well, our buddy Max hit JT last week, and so that was good. Max, didn't you have the Punta Cana winner also? We didn't put it out on the show, but a personal bet. You didn't have him?
Yeah, Garrick Higo, 50-1. Had him as well. So nice little double dose last week. But,
Wes, did you have him as well?
I did not. I had two runner-ups at the Corrales Punta Cana. I had who Higo was paired with, Michael Kjorborensen, who missed a 5-foot bar on 18 that would have gotten him into a playoff. Because Joel Damon is probably the guy that should have won the tournament. Yes. He made 3 straight bogeys, and then also had the wild man from Argentina, Alejandro Tosti, who apparently missed a 10-inch putt during that final round. Had he not missed that, would have been in the playoffs. So runner-up for me down there in the Dominican Republic.
That Toasty, he's a handful, huh? I mean, who was he partnered up with that he had all the problems with?
Oh, it's been a couple times, but that was in the Houston Open, I believe. He was making a fuss with the eventual winner,
right,
in Minwoo Lee.
Yes. When Minwoo had his ball kind of carved in there, and he wasn't real happy.
Toasty's been suspended on the Corn Ferry.
Well, he was close to it on this one as well. What's your thoughts of the team format? And I know you're going to have something for us on this thing, but it is such an it's an oddity, but it's our local tournament here. Now we had to try and do something because of the timing. It was always a lot of times it was a week before or after the Masters, so they tried to separate it some sort of way, and this is what they came up with.
Yeah, look, I like the event. It's not the easiest event to really bet on because you can't, do as much modeling. You can, look at various stats, but it's kind of hard to do it because you do have partners with some discrepancies, and you have random teams in this event, and you have some that make sense, obviously, like Rory and Shane Lowry, both European Ryder Cuppers, good friends, or guys that live in the same city, or the Højgaards because they're twin brothers. So you have teams that make sense, and then you have some random pairings. So this is a little bit of a dart throw, I think betting this event. And it's a different format because you have best ball on Thursday and Saturday, which is, everybody plays their own ball. You take the best score on the hole, and that's what your card says. And then you have Friday and Sunday as the alternate shot, the foursomes, where you're off the tee, Jimmy. I hit the second shot. You hit the third shot. I hit the fourth shot, so on and so forth. So, yeah, it is a little bit of a weird format. So, it's a fun event, though, I think. And, nice course there at TPC Louisiana, Pete Dye Design. So it's always a good event, but not the easiest to bet on.
Lowry, McIlroy, no surprise, defending champs, a short number at plus 360. But some of the others you mentioned, like the Højgaards, are plus 2,500. Another guy who's had some success down here, Billy Horschel, an SEC guy with Tom Hoagie at 20-1. Who you looking at, Wes?
Well, you just mentioned the first one, Jimmy, Billy Horschel and Tom Hoagie, who I played earlier in the week. You could still get him, like you said, around 20-ish to 1. Horschel's won here twice, once as an individual and then once in the team competition with Scott Piercy a few years ago. And if you watched any of that TGL, over the last couple months that aired on Mondays and Tuesdays. He loves this team format. Like, he loves that stuff. He got pumped up. They won the championship. His Atlanta team, that was he, JT, Patrick Cantlay, and Lucas Glover. And I think Horst was motivated to make the Ryder Cup team. And he's never made the Ryder Cup team. Surprisingly, for a guy that's got several PGA Tour wins on his mantle. So he's trying to make that team. And look, what a better way than to show that you can win with a partner to impress Captain Keegan Bradley. And he's with a pretty solid partner, too, Tom Hogan. No worse than 18th in any of his last 4 events. Always stripes it with the irons. If you ever look at stroke gain approach, he's always up there near the top. So Horst and Hoagie, I think, could be a good team here. And then a team that was a good team last year that was tied for 4th was a random team. Grazerman and Nico Echeverria at 35-1. Echeverria, by the way, has a win in 2 second places in the last 6 months. Meanwhile, Grazerman, a 3-time runner-up over the last 9 months. So I looked at some of the stats, and in terms of putting, when you combine these 2 guys' numbers, they had the best in the field over like the last 24, last 36 rounds. So Grazerman and Echeverria make the card. And then a team I played before, I was runner-up with them a couple years ago. I'll go back to Team Canada, Nick Taylor, Adam Hadwin, 40-1. Runners-up, like I said, T10 last year. Taylor won for us at the Sony earlier this year. So he's motivated to help his buddy out, Adam Hadwin. If you remember when Taylor won the Canadian Open in that playoff over Tommy Fleetwood a couple years ago, it was Hadwin that went on the green and got tackled by the overzealous security guard that was going out to celebrate with his boy. So Hadwin's been a little bit off to start the season, but these guys are still playing for a lot, by the way, this week. Even though there's no Masters invitation, if you win, you get the 2-year PGA Tour exemption, you get the Players' Championship invite, you get into the PGA Championship. So, you know, it's still important for these guys. The reason why these guys are playing this. So Taylor Hadwin, 40-1, and then a couple of the longer teams I played. I only played 5 this week. Ryan Gerard, Danny Walker, 60-1, both playing their first full seasons on the PGA Tour this year. Gerard's been excellent lately. 10 of 11 cuts. His runner-up 3 weeks ago when we had him at the Valero. Danny Walker has only made about half of them, but he was P6 at the Players. So I think that this is a team that can make a lot of birdies, very good with the irons. Of the stats I did look at, they were right up there near the top. And then I'm not going with the Højgaard twins, but I'm going with another pair of twins. That's a little bit of a longer price. They are from Germany, identical twins, Jeremy Paul and Yannick Paul at 90-1, who both come off their best performances of the season last week. Jeremy Paul was one of the few players that were tied for second at the Corrales Punta Cana behind the eventual winner, Garrett Kigo. And then Yannick Paul was T3 in China on the DP World Tour. So, you know, worst teams you can play, I guess, at a big price like 90-1. So, yeah, I issued a little bit at the top of the board. I didn't go with Lowry or McIlroy. They may just want to go back and have fun in New Orleans before they start preparing for the PGA.
Not to be confused, Max, with his Jake Paul and his brother.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll leave it like
Jake
that.
And who's the other one? Oh, boy.
All right. Are you, like most of your Las Vegas colleagues, frustrated with the lack of betting menu for the draft tomorrow night?
I guess a little bit, and that's one of the reasons I haven't really been betting the draft. I mean, I certainly follow it a little bit, but look, I understand why books don't want to book this thing, because it is all about, you know, inside information. It is all about, you know, getting the number. Somebody puts a tweet out, but you never know what to believe, because agents and GMs, I know I'm breaking news here on Ott and Hanny this afternoon in Baton Rouge. Agents and GMs lie, Jimmy. They absolutely lie, and they put out misinformation, and then people react to it, and the opposite ends up becoming true on draft night. So, yeah, I understand why they're not booking this. Now, I think it's kind of like you gotta split the baby here a little bit, where you gotta offer it, but maybe you don't want to offer too many limits on it. Like, you're not going to offer like max limits like you're going to do for a playoff game or something of that nature. So I could certainly understand it, but I think you gotta put it up and do right by your customers at least.
All 8 of our NBA playoff series are in action tonight, tomorrow, and Friday. Any of these games that you betting on, Wes?
Yeah, tonight I'm going to go ahead and probably have a little bit on the money line with the with the Houston Rockets. I think that, they didn't look good in game one, but sometimes the Warriors, because they've been through this before, I don't want to say they mail it in, but they don't always have their best effort necessarily. So, we've seen the movement already to the Rockets. So that would probably be one I would look with on the money line. And then debating adding the Magic. If this could go back up to 7, because I'm seeing mostly 6.5. I don't think the Magic can compete with the Celtics for the entire series, but this is a good defensive team that can slow the tempo. We saw that game one went way under. And by the way, this total now, where it's moved, is the lowest total of the NBA season with Orlando and Boston. Because Orlando really struggles to score the ball, they don't shoot the three well, but they can slow it down, and they're pretty good defensively. So, yeah, this has been under so far in the NBA playoffs. Eventually, the market always corrects, you would think. But, so far the playoffs, I think, have been pretty good, and I'm beating my chest about my Indiana Pacers up 2-0 over Milwaukee. And, yeah, I think Milwaukee's in big trouble. And everybody thought when Dame was coming back, okay, they're going to pay back the Pacers. People have forgotten that the Pacers are the 4th best record in the NBA since January 1st. This is a good team that's deep. I don't think they got enough to win the East, but I think they got enough maybe to get to an East Finals, and Milwaukee is certainly finding that out right now.
Yeah, and they play a little bit more defense in the postseason than they do in the regular season. 10-3 to the under these games. That's including an overtime game that still stayed under in game one between the Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. Speaking of that one, who do you like in that series after they move to Los Angeles? And are the Knicks in trouble?
Yeah, I did bet Clippers before the series at about even money. You could have got them 115 after game one. And that shows you the respect for the Clippers, because there was not much of an adjustment there from game one, despite the fact that Denver got the win. And you hate to bet against the best player in the world, which I think Jokic is. I think Gilgeous-Alexander should win the MVP, but I think Jokic is the best player in the league. So Clippers defense, I really like their defense, and this is a team that I think is kind of a dark horse. And if Kawhi plays like that, they're for sure going to win the series. If he plays like he played in game number 2, and it's amazing how much time this guy has missed with injuries or load management, and then he can come and have performances like that. I just don't know if Denver has the supporting cast around Jokic, and that's been a story all season. Are you going to get the same stuff out of Michael Porter Jr. that you got in game number 2? I don't think so over a 7-game series. I just think too much inconsistency there with his supporting cast. So I like the Clippers there. And I do think the Knicks are, I do think the Knicks are going to have a series here. I bet the Pistons actually plus 1.5 series spread, which basically was saying I thought that this was going to go 7. I know this is a young Pistons team, but they're tough-minded. They are tough-minded dudes. They are not scared of the moment. I think we saw that in game number 2 the other night.
Follow Wes Reynolds. Your Twitter handle the same since you've resurfaced, gotten everything back on X straight?
It is at Wes Reynolds and the number 1 on the end.
At Wes Reynolds 1. Well, good. We're pulling for those Pacers a little bit, man. That's they've cashed some tickets up for us in these first couple of games, that's for sure. So a couple of big threes when they got it back down to 2 last night also, but that was a short number with what I think is a big advantage in this series. I'll gladly take the points in game 3 as well. At Wes Reynolds 1 is where you can find all of his stuff. Thank you, Wes. Good luck.
You bet, guys. Thank you.
Don't forget our friends over at Go Chevrolet. You know what? When I was in the market for a new vehicle, I went and got my Tahoe from Go Chevrolet. Whether you're looking for a Suburban, Tahoe, Trailblazer, Blazer, the Equinox, the Traverse, great line of trucks, Silverado trucks or the Colorado trucks, which always, Corvettes, Camaros, the electric cars as well, like the Blazer, Equinox, in Silverados as well. My buddy Lee Carney and Nick Richard at Go Automotive. Go Chevrolet is in LaPlace, and then Go Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Plaquemine. So for all of you Chrysler, Dodge Jeeps, and Rams. You can go across the river to Plaquemine, and check out all of their vehicles as well. So great line of Ram trucks that we have, no doubt about it. Get different specials on the Jeeps, and got all kinds of great inventory. So the Wrangler, the Gladiator, the Grand Cherokee. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, you can go one a couple of ways. Laplace, it's Go Chevrolet, and Plaquemine, it is a Go Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. My buddies Lee Carney and Nick Richard do like I did when I was in the market for a new vehicle. Go see them at the Go Automotive dealerships.
Live at Rocca Pizzeria, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. Grow your nest egg savings with a great CD rate from Home Bank. For a limited time, you can earn 4.25% annual percentage yield, and you get to choose the term. Pick 3, 7, or 11 months and get this excellent return on your savings. The minimum balance is only $2,500. It really is that simple. Stop by any South Louisiana Home Bank location and speak with a local banker today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Our Wednesday consensus golf picks are brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown.
Back here at Rocca Pizzeria. Happy hour here every Tuesday through Friday from 2 until 6 p.m. Half off all the house cocktails, draft beer, and glasses of wine.
Yeah, that's every Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. But don't forget also that every Tuesday is our wine night. It's wines, half-price bottles from 6 p.m. to close. Sparkling wines, rosés, whites, and reds. About 25 different bottles of wines over here. And as for our bottle list for Tuesday nights, half-price bottles here at Rocca Pizzeria here on Government Street. All right, Max, who you got this for the Zurich that we're looking at?
All right, so I'm going to start off with a team that I originally caught my eye when the Zurich sends out the field kind of one by one. When they get the big names, they'll send you the email list. And this was one that caught my eye right away. And it's Wyndham Clark and Taylor Moore. They're 25-1 this week. Clark obviously won the U.S. Open last year. So, I mean, it's not like he's scared of winning. It hasn't been the best of seasons for him this year. He's got a 5th-place finish at the Houston Open, but otherwise it's been pretty marginal. However, he hits the ball a long way, and he's played well here before. I can recall before he was good, before he had that breakout season last year, he finished 3rd at the Zurich in 2023. He finished top 10 back in 2022, both those as team events. So he wasn't paired with Taylor Moore in those, but he's someone who hits the ball long enough, which I think absolutely from going to this course, watching it play out, having played the course as well, driving distance or just the ability to hit the ball far is a clear advantage. These par threes, they're all over 200 yards. So having that ball speed is important here. Taylor Moore has got plenty of ball speed himself. The approach play can be weak at times, but he's won a big boy event, I would say, as well. Back in 2023, won the Valspar Championship. So also has a very good track record here at the Zurich. 2 top 5 finishes back in 2022 and 2023. So even though this is their first time being paired together, I think this duo with a good bit of driving distance can play well off each other. So Wyndham Clark, Taylor Moore, my favorite pick of the week at 25-1. You heard Wes Reynolds mention Nico Echevarria along with Max Grazerman at 33-1. Two guys who aren't necessarily playing the best golf at the moment. Echevarria, I guess it's Echevarria, but Echevarria, great putter, and so is Max Grazerman, especially on Bermuda greens. Now, this is not Bermuda, classic Bermuda. It's a POA overseed, which you see this time of year at some of these southern golf courses. But traditionally, both these guys are great putters. So maybe they can catch a hot putter throughout the week, just make a bunch of birdies on the best ball format, and then alternate shot, just hold their own. They have similar games. Grazerman a little bit longer off the tee, so maybe they'll have to feed off each other a little bit differently in alternate shot, which is on Friday and Sunday. But ultimately, I think they'll give themselves enough looks with their putter to maybe make this interesting. So they're 33-1, Echevarria and Max Grazerman. Ryan Fox and Garrick Higo are 45-1. Another group that's had a pretty good track record here, decent results. But Garrick Higo coming off a win, as we mentioned earlier, the alternate field event at the Corrales Punta Cana. Kind of backdoored it. It was Joel Damon's to lose, and he lost it, bogeyed the last 3 holes. But Higo's found quite a bit of form as of late. Had a top 5 at the Korn Ferry Tour event the week prior, so he's really playing well. Ryan Fox, a long hitter, not really playing his best golf. We saw him 59th at the Punta Cana last week, missed the cut at the Texas Open, but did finish top 4 with Garrick Higo last year. So Fox and Higo at 45-1. They hit the ball far enough as well, which should be helpful this week. Alejandro Tosti, we mentioned him, a hothead. Maybe he'll be calmed by Joe Highsmith, his partner this week at the Zurich Classic. They're 55-1. Tosti can run hot, but he can also run hot in terms of birdies. And he just needs somebody to cancel out those bad holes. His last 3 finishes, he's finished top 12 in all 3, including a runner-up last week. He finished 5th at the Houston Open as well. So he's got a really, really good form at the moment. Highsmith, not so much, but he's a good putter, which can always be helpful at an event like this. So Highsmith and Tosti at 55-1. And then finally, another consensus pick between myself and Wes Reynolds. Ryan Gerard and Danny Walker, 66-1. Neither of these golfers have won on the PGA Tour, but Gerard has really popped off as a late runner-up finish at the Texas Open. Decent, respectable finish, top 30 at the Heritage, an elevated event last week, and also had a top 10 at the Houston Open. Not an unfamiliar pairing between these two. I'm not really sure what their relation is, or if they just happen to decide to group up. This is Danny Walker's first trip to the Zurich, but he's been playing pretty good golf. Of course, that top 10 at the Players was the most impressive performance for him for the season. But we've got Clark and Moore at 25-1, Echevarria and Grazerman at 33-1, Ryan Fox and Garrick Higo at 45-1, Alejandro Tosti and Joe Highsmith at 55, and Ryan Gerard and Danny Walker at 66-1. And maybe you can recap the consensus picks, Jimmy, before I got a couple first-round leaders as well.
Echevarria and Grazerman. That is one of our consensus picks. Seeing the Queen has 30-1 on those two. Gerard and Walker are the other ones. Queen has 50-1 on those two as well. So Echevarria and Grazerman and Gerard and Walker are consensus picks. Brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. The great thing about it is you don't pay for that initial consultation. We will assign your case to the appropriate expert in that particular field, and whether it is personal injury, criminal defense, DWI, traffic tickets, estate planning, and sit down and evaluate it and see what we have. And so you can call us up at 343-1111 to set that initial consultation up, or you can go directly to our website at ocbrown.com to do it as well. Both Charlie and I use Dana's teams of specialized attorneys for different reasons at different times of our lives. Served the Baton Rouge area since 1984. Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown. The first round, you hit that when I was out of town on Otterlocks on the Matt show. So 3 candidates for first round leaders, and give us the prices.
Yes. So Thursday, the first round will be best ball format. So that means you both play your shots through the green. You take the best score of the bunch. It will go low. You'll see the winning score typically be 59, 13 under, 12 under, something like that will win. And sometimes that can be a big group, so it might get split a few ways. But you're looking for guys who just go out and make birdies, because someone else will cancel you out if you make a mistake. Being aggressive, you just go for it and make a whole lot of birdies, maybe eagles as well. Keith Mitchell, JT Poston, 28-1 to be first-round leader. Keith Mitchell has been top 5 after the first round, I believe, in his last 4 events. He has been excellent in first rounds. He gets off to a hot start and then kind of falls back on the weekend. There'll be a popular pick this week to win it, but I'll just take him in the first round at 28-1. Mitchell leading the tour in first-round scoring, and then JT Poston, a very good player in his own right. Alejandro Tosti and Joe Highsmith, we have them outright. I have them as well in first-round leader, just because both of them can make birdies in bunches as well. They are 50-1 to be first-round leader, Tosti and Highsmith. And then a group that I don't really like to win the tournament, because I think alternate shot will be too much of a problem for them. They're just not quite talented enough. Specifically, one of these players, in Frankie Sappin III, not quite an elite ball striker, but a hell of a putter. And sometimes you just need a hot putter to really get things going in best ball format. He is paired with Jake Knapp, who has won on the PGA Tour last year at the Mexico Open, a good long hitter, which should help him this week, and a birdie maker as well. So first-round leaders, you're looking for birdie makers. Here they are, Mitchell and Poston at 28-1, Alejandro Tosti and Joe Highsmith, who we have outright as well, at 50-1 in the first-round lead. And then as well on Thursday, Jake Knapp and Frankie Sappin III.
All right, don't forget our friends over at Workbox and our home boxes. That's right, for residential storage. The home boxes that we will deliver it to your specified location. Fill the home box and secure your belongings inside at your leisure. Don't have to do it all in one day when you get sort of a rental vehicle, storage vehicle. It can even serve as a temporary storage while you load the contents according to your schedule and not somebody else, your needs and not somebody else. When everything is ready to go, we got this. Our team will pick up your home box and deliver it to the address that you specify. So a home box for your storage and moving needs. So corrugated steel panel, flat insulated steel panels, 2 swing doors, easy to operate, more secure, less maintenance, heavy-duty steel roof with powder-coated white, 3/4 inch of wood floor with layer waterproof fiber in top and bottom forklift sleeves as well. All for your work box. That's home boxes for your residential use. Workbox and workboxllc.com, 343-4886.
Live at Rocca. Oh, I'm sorry. You got more?
No,
that was it. Okay, I want to make sure. Live at Rocca, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Rufino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Rufino.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't. No, you did too. I did it Monday. I got to get that here. Yeah, that's right. I got to get it here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, we're at Sammy's on Highland tomorrow. Whenever you're ready. That's what you told me last week. Hang on one second.
Okay. And the computer froze.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
The computer just froze. Of course it did at the moment. Hold on.
Okay.
Happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids.
Okay, I'm ready. Hold on. It's rolling.
This is Charles Hanniger. Join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Sammy's on Highland Road. Dwayne Colucci with us, as well as Matt Humans, and we're getting you ready for the NFL Draft. Live at Lunch from Sammy's on Highland, 11 a.m. Thursday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
$9. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. The new go-to pizza joint in downtown Baton Rouge is Town Square Pizza. Town Square Pizza, located on North Boulevard across from the courthouse, is the perfect in-and-out destination when grabbing a quick workday lunch or visiting local attractions on the weekend. Town Square Pizza, you guessed it, square pizzas are consistently flavored and cooked perfectly every single time. It's as simple as that. Town Square Pizza, downtown next to Jolie Pearl.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Roca Pizzeria on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
You can always always get the show on demand, 1045 ESPN.com and LouisianaSports.net. We're brought to you by Total Maintenance, AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing. Total Maintenance, your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day, since 1980. Nobody wants to go to sleep hot. Right now, you can get your AC check. Mention my name, Jimmy's name, Max's name, live at lunch for a $100 discount on that. Full service staff in both New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Standard, Daykin, Ream, AC units, Generac and Cummings generators. And now all your electric and plumbing needs as well. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. Mickey Loomis is speaking to the media, Max. You have an update, a synopsis. I think this is still going on, but go ahead.
This should be great.
Go ahead.
I'm looking very forward to this.
All right, so he started with some, a statement that, look, Derek Carr has a shoulder injury. They
Sound like him. Go ahead.
Clarity. Should I chew on some gum?
Yeah. I mean,
he has the shoulder injury. They hope to have clarity on the situation soon. But from there, did not want to answer any more questions about Derek Carr. He said
they don't
he's
know.
Happy to answer
They
about
don't
the draft.
know. Straight up, call it what it. They don't know. Okay, they don't know how bad he's hurt. They don't know if they can get him back. They don't know if they can trade it. They don't know what Derek Carr's status is. They may have an injury report. They may have the physical and whatever. But do they know they can get Derek Carr on the field and in the building and playing for them in September? They don't know.
He also.
That's my opinion.
Well, yeah, he might be kind of milking an injury too. We'll see. But
maybe he's trying to trade him. God bless him if he can find somebody to take him. But go on.
He does not think changes much of the draft approach. He said that the quarterback, the Carr injury, that the quarterback was going to be an important position for them to research going into the draft anyway. So that didn't really change a whole lot. He also took a little bit of the blame. Here's a quote here. Quote, "We're 5-12. We have to win now, regardless of the reasons, and that falls on me."
Good. I agree. He took blame. I agree. First thing I've agreed with.
Once again, Charlie raises his voice, and gets his blood pressure up when we discuss something that Mickey Loomis says.
He also was asked if the starting quarterback is on the team at the moment. He said, "I'm not going to answer that right now because that will lead to a lot of speculation one way or the other."
People are going to speculate anyway, but I understand him not wanting to say that. That all that does is paint himself into a corner. I'm with him there. Go ahead.
And one more point of clarity that we got from this press conference so far: the Saints will not be exercising their fifth-year option on Trevor Penning. They will pick up the fifth-year option on wide receiver Chris Olave. So that it's interesting, considering we've heard some noise about if it's not a Michael Williams type, a D lineman, that maybe it'll be an offensive lineman. Now you have an opening potentially at that tackle position going into next season or the following season.
I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of demand for Trevor Penning on the open market. He was better last year than, he couldn't have been any worse. He improved a little bit. If they were to take an offensive tackle, okay, let's say they took Calvin Banks with that 9th pick, or if somehow Membu slipped to him, okay, then you can do what they should have done a year ago, which is move Penning inside the guard. At least take a look. You don't have to commit yourself to him any further. If he has a good year inside at guard, then you can look to re-sign him in the offseason.
Is this mandatory press conference that you've been looking forward to?
Yeah. No reason to be smug.
And I
don't want to ignore completely the professional football franchise 70 miles down the road, but yes, it's frustrating.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, they had the Dallas Mavericks just had their obligatory exit press conference.
Maybe Mickey Loomis could have come in and said, "I didn't realize, how Nico.
I didn't realize Derek Carr was hated so much."
Yes,
by our
exactly.
Fan base.
Thank you. Took the words right out of my mouth. Well, now
Nico,
you know.
One of those
the Mavericks fans are showing you how you respond to your organization, your professional franchise in incompetence. You protest. You pull away your tickets. Your sponsors pull their sponsorships, and you hit them where they know they'll still have everything will be sold out. Saints fans ain't there yet.
No,
and I don't know how many fans are, but That's how you respond to get the attention that, no, this is not how you operate. This is unacceptable. And if the ownership with the Mavericks still didn't want to make any changes, and right now they haven't, well, God bless them. So they'll have empty stadiums, or they'll maybe focus their efforts on trying to escort the people who are mouthing, fire Nico or something, something more constructive.
Right. I look, I don't usually expect anything out of these press conferences because they're set up for disinformation. I did want to hear what he had to say about Derek Carr. In typical Loomis fashion, not much anything. So okay, I'm briefed. Honestly, there's so many ways that they can go tomorrow night that would push the franchise ahead. Okay, that look like good picks. I don't want to say it's screw up proof, but it would be hard. Okay, I mean they'd have to take somebody. It's not like they can take a player at a position that they don't need. Okay, so unless they have this horrendous reach, there's certain players I like better than others, but there's a lot of guys that they can take tomorrow night at 9, and you go, okay, that'll help.
Odds are it's a defensive lineman or edge, and that's where this draft is heavy, and that's a lot of if you're kind of wondering where a team's going tomorrow, just put your money on defensive line and edge,
sure,
because it is.
30.
I mean, it's overwhelming how much of a favorite they are for tomorrow. For tomorrow night, we'll be over at Don Juan's. Don't forget, over here at Rocca, Hot Art Cool Nights, Friday, May 9th from 6 to 10 p.m. Live music. We're going to selling a pizza by the slice. Look, our Rocca specials right now: the salmon carpaccio, house smoked wings have been really popular. Italian beef, that's a brisket pizza, and our fish special as well. Live at lunch, live at Rocca, 104.5 ESPN.
Live at lunch.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to